What's up, you guys? Cameron Cornish here, your #1 real estate agent in St. George. And you might be wondering, Cam, why do you got a gun, right? Why do you have this scary looking automatic machine gun sitting on your lap? And well, that's not necessarily what this is, but that is what we're gonna be talking about in today's video. We're gonna be talking about gun laws in the state of Utah. We're gonna go do an interview with Modern Warriors Gun Shop, which is definitely the coolest gun shop in St. George, and check out their 10-year anniversary celebration. I'll show you some cool footage from that, check out some fun toys, and then go out to the desert. And me and a couple of my buddies are gonna have a little friendly competition, practice our Second Amendment, and you know, just celebrate the fact that we got freedom. This is America, baby, living in STG. Let's do it. All right, you guys, here we go. We are at Modern Warriors Gun Shop in St. George, Utah, and got an awesome opportunity to check out their 10-year anniversary celebration. And there was a ton of vendors that came out. I got hooked up with a bunch of free merch and gear and all types of cool stuff, patches, everything you can think of. But Daniel Defense was there, Vulcan, SIG, EOTech. I mean, just everybody you could think of in the gun industry. But I got an opportunity to sit down, you know, with Modern Warriors for an exclusive interview. And I want to go through that with you guys right now. So give you an idea of what this shop is really all about. And like I said before, probably the coolest gun store in all of St. George. So let's go do it. All right, you guys. Hey, we are here at Modern Warriors Gun Shop, right off of Brigham Road and the I-15 pretty much. And joining me here is Hunter Story, who's the digital marketing specialist here at Modern Warriors. But I'm sure you probably do so much more than just that, right?
Yeah, I do a lot besides just the marketing. I run the social media account, I do all the videography, and then I'm a salesman on top of all that.
Got it.
I help out when the guys on the floor need help.
Cool,
so.
Cool. Love it, man. I love it. And, you know, I can just say Modern Warriors is probably one of the coolest gun shops I've been to, not only in Utah, but even in Nevada, where I'm from, in Vegas. There's some cool ones there, but none of them do it quite like Modern Warriors, right? So my first question for you is really, what is it about Modern Warriors that makes you guys stand out and makes you so much different from not only, you know, all the gun shops in Utah, but throughout the country even?
Sure. Well, I'd say that one of the biggest things is that we put a lot of emphasis on, first and foremost, customer service.
Yeah.
We're all very familiar with the unfortunate stigma that is around gun stores, where you get the unhelpful gun store salesmen. Maybe they're pretty judgy, they're just kind of have poor demeanors, where they're just not very willing to help. And then all your needs are met. And then the other thing is, we really cater and specialize on the high-end quality tactical gear. We have a lot of stuff in this building that you're not going to find at other gun stores. You know, especially, you know, some of like your chain stores that are more specialized in the hunting world. We don't do as much with the hunting, but we do a lot of the more kind of cool guy stuff that you'd see like in movies, things that people don't otherwise get to see and hold.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed too about Modern Warriors is you guys actually let us come behind the counter. You don't have to sit there and ask permission and then awkwardly stand there as someone stares at you when you're tinkering around with the gun.
We're a very hands-on store here. We let people come behind the counters, pick up whatever that's out on the walls, get a really good hands-on feel for it. Like you said, we try to make it a less awkward experience for people. Let them just kind of, you know, feel comfortable in the store.
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. What would you say the Second Amendment community is like here in St. George, right? Because I'm dealing with people that are moving from different states, different cities, and it might be a little bit of a different culture. So what would you say about St. George in general?
It's definitely a strong one, for sure. I think I definitely see it probably a lot more than others just because of the industry that I work in. But even you go out in the desert, or you know, you're constantly going to be seeing guys doing like long range shooting. You're going to be, there's a lot of, you know, shooting ranges here around that you can go to, you know, regardless of the discipline of shooting you're into, whether it's like things like USPSA, sport, and you know, clay shooting, tons of different disciplines you can get into down here. So it's a very strong one, and it's not going to be hard for people to find like an avenue of something that they would enjoy doing.
Love it. And So I know you guys do more than just selling firearms too, right? There's so much more to this operation that goes on. So talk to us a little bit about that. What more do you guys do besides selling firearms?
So besides guns and firearm sales, we offer a bunch of classes. We have different instructors come in and they teach their classes here in our classroom. When the class is dictated, they'll go out to the range and, you know, get some real hands-on experience depending on what each instructor offers. Those range from very beginner courses all the way up to fairly advanced courses. So whatever you're looking for, we're definitely gonna have a course that will help cater towards your needs.
Got it. And that might kind of segue in my next question. So somebody who's coming from another state who's not so, let's call it Second Amendment friendly, right? And they want to get involved in the culture. What's your advice for them? Really, where should they start?
Come on in here. I mean, spend some time with the salesman. Like I said, where it's a fun environment where you can kind of come in, get a hands-on experience, play with different guns, see what they're all about. You can also hang out with our salesmen, ask questions. They're gonna be able to help, you know, kind of get your feet wet in that sense. And then from there, they can help direct you towards, you know, maybe it's a class or a shooting activity, kind of just anything along those lines, really help you figure out the best method to get into this world.
Last question for you, Hunter. You know, a law-abiding citizen can only own one gun. In your opinion, what would it be?
So I know it's kind of a boring answer, but I really think that everybody should own an AR-15.
I agree.
It's America's rifle for a reason. They're, despite maybe what media will say, they're incredibly easy to use. It's not that hard to become proficient with one. They're easy to work on, to maintain. They're extremely customizable. Let's be real, that's designed to protect your Second Amendment rights or freedoms. It's one that I think everybody should own.
Awesome. I agree. Cool, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for doing this with me, man.
Anytime.
And everybody, hey, come down to Modern Warriors Gun Shop. If you're already here in St. George, make sure, if you haven't checked it out yet, you're crazy. But if you're coming from another state, definitely make this your go-to place to pick up firearms, trainings, customs, repairs, everything else they do here. So thanks again, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming by.
Cool. Porter and Mark Nichols over here. Mark, why don't you tell these guys your background a little bit?
I started my law enforcement career 27 years ago, and here in Utah I've been with 3 different departments, and had the opportunity to do some fun things with SWAT and K9 and bodyguard for the governor, and working patrol and some investigation stuff, so it's been good.
Nice.
My department had a full-time SWAT and K9 team, and that's all I did for a little bit. That was fun. That was the funnest time I've ever had, yeah.
Cool. Want to know as you are thinking about moving to St. George. Some basic gun laws in the state of Utah is you have to be 18 to buy a gun, but you have to be 21 to actually buy a handgun. Obviously, gun laws are a little bit different down here. One thing that we have here in Utah that 30 other states have is something called constitutional carry, which means you don't need a concealed permit to actually carry a loaded firearm on you or even in a vehicle, which is kind of cool. That doesn't mean you don't want to get a concealed carry permit, because there's still some things that a concealed carry permit will allow you to do that constitutional carry will not. For example, when you have a permit, you can actually carry a loaded long gun in your car as well. If you just have constitutional carry, you can have that gun in your car, but it has to be unloaded 2 mechanical movements before you can actually fire the firearm itself. Despite what some people may think, you do have to get a background check done to actually buy a firearm. If you're a restricted person, meaning you have a felony or a gross misdemeanor, if you have a domestic battery charge, or if you are a habitual user of narcotics, then you cannot purchase a firearm. So those are just some basic laws here in Utah when it comes to guns and gun safety. There you go. We're having a little competition. Each shooter gets 10 rounds. I got top left. Mark's got top right, Aaron's got bottom left, Porter's got bottom right. Whoever can get the most out of 10 rounds in your black circle is the winner. Sound good?
Do it. Good.
All right, let's do it.
Top left, right? Yeah. Top left.
All right, Mark's up. Okay, Aaron's up. Is that 10? All right, you guys, obviously Mark beat us right there, and I'm okay with that, right? I mean, at least I lost to a guy who's been in law enforcement for 20-something years, worked in SWAT, governor's bodyguard, K-9 officer. I mean, if I'm gonna lose, at least I lost to that guy right there, right? So we had a blast out there, no pun intended, but we had a really good time right out there in the desert shooting, and I hope you guys learned a ton about gun laws here in Utah, but also just the gun culture here in St. George. And that's the reason why I believe this city's so safe. There's so many Americans that, you know, share a lot of the same values, and we're into freedom, and we're into our Second Amendment, and we're into having our rights intact. So hopefully you guys got that from this video. And hey, listen, if you're looking to move here to St. George and you need a realtor, let me know. I got you. Do me a favor, shoot me a text. Let me know what your plans are so we can start helping you out right away. And hey, do me a favor, for more content like this, make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a good one.